Hello everyone, welcome to Equality with Mubari. This is Mubari here, and today we're gonna talk about the mean, the median, and the mode. What are the differences? What are those, and when exactly you should use them? You might be wondering what's the difference between the mean, the mode, and the median. So, in simple terms, the mean, the median, and the mode they are three common measures of central tendency, right? So we know the center of our data with those three measures, right? So let's go over each one of them and when we should use them and how we can use them, right? So starting off with the mean, which is the average, pretty much everyone knows what the average is, which is simply take all the numbers in your dataset, you add them up, and then you divide them by the number or the count of those values, and then you have the average, right? So this method to calculate the average, it's called the mean, right? So this is how you calculate the mean or the average in simple terms. However, here's the tricky part. This method it's affected by something called the outlier. In case you're wondering what an outlier is, it's a data point that's significantly different from the rest of the data, right? So let's see this scatter plot. Let's say that those are students and those are the exam scores that they got. So one student here got 100 on his exam and he did not make any mistakes, so that's good. The other one got 98 on his exam and he made one mistake, so that's another example. And then we got another one scoring 96 and having 5 mistakes, and so on and so on. And then we have here a student that got 42 in his exam, and he got 20 mistakes in his exam. So this makes him an outlier. Simply, this data point is far away from the rest of the other students. So what this has to do with explaining the mean is that outliers have an influence on the mean. So if an outlier is so large or so small compared to other values within the same dataset, it simply pulls the mean towards this value. So let me explain that. Let's see this example here. So the dataset that we have is starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we got 100. The 100 here is simply the outlier, right? So we have our dataset here 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then there's 100. So if you get the mean for this one, you add all the numbers and then you divide them by the number of values, and then you get 19.17. So you might think that this number is totally fine. However, if you remove this outlier here, if you remove the 100, the mean becomes 3. As simple as that. So if you add up 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then you divide them by the number of values, which is 5, you get 3. So you can see the difference between the 19.17 and the 3. So this explains how an outlier might influence how you calculate the average, right? So this leaves us with a question here: how can I get the central tendency or an idea of the center of my dataset without being influenced or without being affected with an outlier, right? This introduces us to the median. What the median does is that it simply takes the number in the middle of a dataset and it totally disregards any outliers. So in our dataset here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 3 here is in the one in the middle of the set, exactly in the middle. Also keep in mind that you have to arrange them. You have to arrange the data in your dataset. So once you have a dataset, arrange them either ascending or descending, and then you can get the number in the middle and declare that this one is the median. What if we have two middle values in a dataset? Let's say our dataset here has an even number of values. So this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then there's a 48. So this 48 might be considered an outlier, but let's focus here on getting the median, right? So we got 3 and 4. What exactly should we do in this situation? What we can do is that we can add them up and then divide by the number of values, simply getting the mean for this one. So you add 3 and 4, giving you a 7, then divide that by 2, which is the number of values, you get a 3.5. So the 3.5 is the median for this dataset. Then we got the mode, which is the simplest one out of the three, which is the most frequent occurring value in a dataset. So in this dataset here, we got 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. So 2 is repeated twice, and there are no other numbers or values being repeated here in this dataset. So this leaves us with 2 as a mode for this dataset. In summary, let's summarize what we did here. So the mean is the average of the value, right? So you add all the numbers and then divide them by the number of values, the count of values that you have, and then you get the average, and then the median is the middle value of the dataset, and then the mode is the most frequent value that you have in a dataset. If you like the video, let me know. If you don't, let me know in the comment section what could be improved. And as always, thank you so much for watching and have a nice one.